Great news. I've got two articles here. Both pretty much involve the same LGBT, Skittles Brigade, rainbow cult ideology. But this is good news this time. So first, 7th Circuit allows Indiana's ban on care for transgender youth to take effect. Care. So I'm going to replace a few words in this probably. I'm going to try. Alright, as I'm reading it, but I read kind of fast, so. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals today issued a stay that will lift a lower court's injunction blocking Indiana's mutilation ban. The law originally set to take effect on July 1st, 2023 will now take effect immediately. In June 2023, a federal district court granted a request for a preliminary injunction against SB 480 in a lawsuit brought by four mentally ill youth and their families, as well as a doctor and healthcare clinic. The law prohibits medical providers from providing mutilation to mentally ill youth, effective immediately. The American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU of Indiana, issued the following joint statement. This ruling is beyond disappointing and a heartbreaking development for thousands of transgender youth, mentally ill youth, their doctors, and their families. Their doctors and families are evil and stupid. As we and our clients consider our next steps, we want all the transgender youth of Indiana to know this fight is far from over, and we will continue to challenge this law until it is permanently defeated and Indiana is made a safer place to raise every family. I think this law right here, it does that. It makes it a safer place. It's making it illegal for these freaks to push this ideology on kids, and I think the ideology just needs to be outright illegal in the first place, because they're saying that this is anti-science, but there's no science in it, and the science that actually is in it points toward, hey, we shouldn't be doing this shit. We shouldn't be mutilating kids and indoctrinating them to be trans or gay, even, because that's there too. Which, I don't care if you're trans or gay, but like, don't be in the cult. Alright. And this one is pretty heavy one. I don't think this one's gonna, I don't think it's gonna last. I think they're gonna strike it down. I think that they did push, I think they pushed it a little too hard, a little too fast. I think they should have rolled it out slow. I'm glad that they've done it, but the landscape just doesn't look right for these kinds of things right now, unless more states come out in favor of this. But let's move on to the next story. Tennessee House passes bill banning pride flags from being displayed in classrooms. The state Senate, which has a Republican majority, is also expected to pass the bill. I hope it does. But it doesn't just ban pride flags. It also bans any ideological flags, such as Black Lives Matter or Antifa, or anything like that. House Bill 1605 passed on Monday with a 70-24 vote. That's a pretty big vote. The bill does not specifically mention pride flags, but prohibits school staff and teachers from displaying flags other than the U.S., Tennessee, or official school flags. It explicitly prohibits displaying flags that represent a political viewpoint, including but not limited to a partisan, racial, sexual orientation, gender, or ideological viewpoint. The law would also apply to Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and all other ideological flags. Good. People are finally waking up from this cult, and they're actually opening their eyes and seeing what it's actually doing to people and what it's actually about. It's actually about money and power. It's not actually about helping anybody, because these groups, when they get involved with money and power, that's all that they're after. Every time. There has not been a single group of people, once they got money and power, that it wasn't just all about that. Never has it happened. Sometimes it happens for good. Most of the time it does not. And this time, kids are being mutilated. And what happens if they change their mind? Nothing. Nothing can be done about it. You can't detransition. I mean, I guess you kind of can, but you're not going to be the way you were naturally supposed to be. However, Republican State Representative Gino Bulso, don't know who that is, Gino, who drafted the measure, did so after receiving parents' complaints about pride flags. Before the vote, a heated debate took place, featuring a lot of yelling and outbursts from people in the gallery. I would like to see that. There's probably not video evidence of it. Do parents have the right to instill values in their own children that they agree with? Bolso asked during the debate. If you have parents across the state who want to instill in their children values represented by the pride flag, they are certainly entitled to do that. And true, they are. In their own home, at their own house. In their own events, in their own schools. If they start their own school, whatever, man. But if you start, mutilating kids, that's where it gets a little iffy. We're not going to let you do that. On the other hand, if you have parents who want to instill values in their children that are not consistent with the values represented by the pride flag, they have the ability to do that. Everyone is entitled to mutual respect. Everyone is entitled to mutual dignity. Everyone is entitled to tolerance. Also continued, what this bill does is it preserves tolerance across the board for all parents and all school children. Yeah, because you can fly pride flag all you want, but if you put a Christian cross up in that classroom that has the pride flag, people will be up in arms. Democrat State Representative Jason Powell of Nashville implied that the bill was hating on students. Who is this person? Jason Powell. You are evil, and you deserve prison. I am proud when I walk into the public schools in my city to see the LGBTQ flag in the classrooms, proudly put up by teachers who understand the suffering that many of their students go through. It is a sex flag. You are sexualizing children by having that flag in the classrooms, thinking about, what is my penis going to enter? What is going to go inside my vagina? 10-year-olds thinking that. That's what LGBT is. That's what being gay is, being bisexual. When I was a kid, even if you, let's say I was 9 years old, if I start talking like I have a girlfriend, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Most likely. From a teacher, they're gonna be like, you are way too young. I mean, I'm not really gonna get in trouble. What can they really do? But they would say you are way too young to be thinking about having a girlfriend and all of this and being in a serious relationship. You shouldn't be thinking about sexual things. You shouldn't be kissing other children. It's not that fucking difficult. Don't sexualize kids. Okay. We should be welcoming and celebrating our students, not hating on them. We're not hating on the students. We're hating on the parents and the teachers who are pushing this ideological crap down people's throats. I don't care if kids are gay. It happens, man. But they shouldn't be buying into cults that are all about money, power, and propaganda. Because let me tell you something about pride and LGBTQ. They're not just talking about how gay they are. They're actually doing political things and political activism outside of the realm of being gay or trans. State Senate, which has a Republican majority, is also expected to pass a bill. That vote could come as soon as Tuesday. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about it. I hope it goes through. Now I'll be here to talk about it. So if you like what I do here, I got stuff down in the description. Just click it. My Discord. I'm there a lot, all the time. You want to make content with me, I'm there. If you want to shoot me some ideas and, I want to do a podcast, I'll do that. If you don't want to do any of that, hit the like button, because that's all I ask. That's all I really need is that like button. And you there, in that lens, you have a good day. You be a good boy.